So today we're going to talk about something you just don't see every day in politics: the total fusion of a brand, a business, and the presidency itself. We're going to synthesize a bunch of reports and data to really break down this unprecedented mix of Donald Trump's personal wealth and his political power.
Let's just start with a number. Get this, $1.8 billion. That's the valuation Donald Trump has personally claimed for his Mar-a-Lago property down in Florida. I mean, that's a staggering figure, right? It suggests it's one of the most valuable private homes on the entire planet.
But hold on, because for that exact same period, the official county appraiser in Palm Beach, they valued that very same property at just $18 million. That's not a typo. The difference is more than $1.5 billion.
So how on earth can both of those numbers even exist at the same time? Well, the answer is, it's complicated. And that complication, that's really the whole point of what we're breaking down today. This incredibly complex, often controversial, and deeply tangled relationship between Trump's wealth and his political identity.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. We're going to start by digging into the financial foundations of the brand, and there's no better place to start than with his social media company. It shows this dynamic perfectly.
On paper, the numbers here are, well, they're pretty stark. According to financial reports from 2023, Trump Media brought in just a little over $4 million in revenue. But at the same time, it lost $58 million. I mean, that's the kind of massive gap that would normally have investors heading for the hills, right?
So, what gives? Well, this quote kind of offers an explanation. Financial analysts are suggesting the company's huge valuation has almost nothing to do with how the business is actually doing. Instead, its value is being driven by people who see buying the stock as a way to show their political support. It's like a financial MAGA hat.
And this idea, it really blows up. From just one company's valuation to these huge fundamental questions about the Constitution and whether it's okay to profit from the presidency itself.
Now, to really get what's going on, we need to talk about this one specific part of the Constitution. It's called the Foreign Emoluments Clause, and it was put there specifically to stop foreign governments from having too much influence by banning officials from taking their money. You can think of it as a key guardrail between doing your public duty and making a personal profit.
So a report from the House Oversight Committee dug into this and found that at least 20 foreign governments paid his businesses a total of $7.8 million during his first term. And look at this, the biggest spender by a long shot was China. Their state-owned companies paid over $5.5 million in rent at Trump Tower. Critics basically argue, hey, does this mean policy could be swayed just to keep these big spending government-owned tenants happy?
And you know, it wasn't just foreign governments. A Crew analysis projects that in just the first half of 2025, Republican political groups are on track to spend nearly $1 million at Trump properties. What you're seeing here is political money flowing directly into his private businesses.
But this mix of politics and money, it goes even deeper than just direct payments. It gets into how an entire branch of the government, the judiciary, came to be seen by some as, and I'm quoting an academic analysis here, the spoils of electoral victory. Just look at this timeline. It tells a pretty wild story. Back in 2016, with 9 months to go before the election, Senate Republicans blocked President Obama's nominee. But then in 2020, just a few weeks before the election, they rushed to confirm Amy Coney Barrett at record speed. The very same principle, let the people decide, was used to justify two totally opposite actions. And, Republican leadership wasn't shy about why they did this. Senator Mitch McConnell said it plainly. Voters gave them a majority to support President Trump's agenda, and getting his judges confirmed was at the top of that list. This really frames the courts less as an independent body and more as a direct prize you get for winning an election. But that idea got a really rare and pretty sharp pushback from the head of the judiciary himself. Chief Justice John Roberts came out and directly rejected that whole line of thinking, insisting that courts are impartial and that judges don't serve the political party of the president who put them there. All right, for our last section here, we're going to shift gears a bit, removing from what's already happened to some pretty interesting speculative scenarios based entirely on future-dated source material that explores where all these trends could go.
And just to be completely transparent here, the information you're about to see comes from a collection of reports that were all written with a hypothetical 2025 dateline. So we're presenting them exactly as they're reported in those sources.
So these reports lay out the launch of an official dollar Trump meme coin, a cryptocurrency that gets its value from social media buzz, just 3 days before a second inauguration.
The launch is, well, explosive. Within just 48 hours, its total hypothetical market value shoots past $27 billion, which would instantly make him one of the wealthiest people on the planet based on his own holdings of the coin.
And then, right after the inauguration, these reports describe a whole flurry of pro-tech, pro-crypto moves. A big lawsuit against the crypto exchange, Coinbase, dropped. Elon Musk gets tapped to lead a new government department, and the administration announces it wants to create a U.S. crypto reserve with taxpayer money, which, you gotta admit, is a move that could directly pump up and legitimize the value of a coin, like, say, the Trump coin.
So what does all this add up to? It really brings us to the central question, doesn't it? It's about where the lines are drawn, or if they're drawn at all. When a president's personal brand is their business, and their business becomes the actual currency of their political power, what's the ultimate price?